And I found my old YouTube channel.
Oh no.
I had no idea I had a video pulling 9K out there on the internet. My channel has been performing for the last 8 or 9 years without my acknowledgement. For risk of sounding extremely dramatic, I don't know how to start this. This will probably be the most embarrassing thing I ever expose about myself, and I just found out it existed. So to give you a little context before we dive into the embarrassment that currently lives on the internet, I guess you could say I'm spilling the tea on myself. Here's a little context. I really thought I would have a hard time coming up with something to do for my next video. In a previous video, maybe the last one, I don't know, I tend to repeat myself apparently, I discussed how under the circumstances of the world, quarantine, I didn't envision doing videos on my channel being as new as it is, being sit down shit, but we're making lemons out of lemonade? That's not the saying at all. What the fuck? We're making the best out of the situation at hand. So I've been getting clarity on the things that I'm doing and want to do, and I've basically given myself a deadline to the end of the month to finish the obligations that I have and to ramp up to start the next chapter of my career basically and implement a new strategy across social media, specifically being a little more selective in the platforms that I'm using and how I'm using them. Sounds great? Cool. Well, the other night, I was thinking to myself, man, I just want to journal and write and have a stream of consciousness, and I'd like to put it out on the internet because when I just do it in Google Docs, it feels weird and, I get handwriting cramps like most writers do, but I was thinking about it. I do have an account on Medium. I don't want to just put anything there. My website has a blog, but my website is going to be for my business, and the type of writing I'm thinking about doesn't align with my business. It's much more stream of consciousness, an exercise to write for the sake of writing, not edited, not reread, just one shot, get it all out type of stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to start a new blog. I don't want to start a new website. I don't necessarily always want to put stuff on Instagram because the captions do have a limit and sometimes it looks great in the format and it just didn't make sense. Then I remembered I used to be an emo kid. And what did all emo kids have back in like circa 2010 to 2014? They had a Tumblr. And I still have a Tumblr. So I'm like, well, shit. I'll just start writing on Tumblr. No sweat, no problem. So tonight, after I've spent the majority of the daylight hours feeling like I was about to fall asleep and then now I'm wide awake, I get my laptop and cozy it up on the couch and I'm like, let me figure out logging into Tumblr because I'm only logged in on my phone, and since I've sold my soul to Apple, I don't have to remember a lot of logins for things, and I haven't signed in to Tumblr on a desktop in many years. It turns out I was still using the very old, but not the oldest, email address of my internet career. I guess the password, easy enough, got in, changed the email address to one of the 5 more relevant ones that I'm using today. I start looking at how I want to do stuff. I'm thinking, maybe I'll just convert the current Tumblr account that I have. I haven't also looked at the actual blog in many years. When I get on Tumblr, I just kind of go through my feed. I don't recognize 98% of the accounts that I follow. I kind of just look at posts about Naruto, and that's really all I use Tumblr for if I look at it at all. But I haven't looked at the blog, like my blog, my account, my profile in a very long time, especially on a desktop because it is different. And what I found was not only do I have 10,000 plus posts on that account, I apparently used to know how to code a little bit or break some shit on the customization because I had tabs put up there that I couldn't see a way to alter and were on the back end somewhere and I couldn't figure out how to take it out. So I'm like, fine, whatever. I'm just gonna make a new blog. Made a new blog, keeping my other Tumblr account as it is, an archive to my teenage years. Wow, I was a different person. And so when I'm looking through it, I'm like, well, how far back does this account go? Because this is actually not my first Tumblr account. My first Tumblr account I ended up deleting in a fit of teenage defiance and drama. The account I have now, I started it in the middle of high school. So it's not all of my stuff from high school, unfortunately. That account is long gone, but this does have a lot of stuff that I will be revisiting. I go to the archive and I'm like, how far back does it go? It goes back to September of 2011. There's only a few posts, right? And I'm like, okay. And then I see a thumbnail. So I click on it and it pulls up a YouTube video of me, a video of me at 17 singing off key. If I wasn't singing a copyright song, I'd show it to you. Are there other videos? Like what YouTube account is this attached to? So I copy the link and I found several videos, half of which I don't remember making. I have almost no memory of them or uploading them. A couple of assignments for European history class me and my friends had. You know, whatever, no big deal. My level of embarrassment is, oh my God, not only is my given name out there, these videos have views on them and they're from like 9 years ago. I try and figure out how to log in because I'm like, this has to be an account. On top of that, the YouTube account that I currently use is not my OG YouTube account. So I try the first email address, the same email address I used for Tumblr, to log into YouTube and see if that one was attached to the channel. It was not. And so I'm like, fuck, it's my oldest email address, my very first email address ever. That's what it is. I don't know if I can log into it. To save a little bit of story time, I could log into it. It's a Yahoo domain. I actually logged into it not that long ago, maybe in the last couple years, to take care of some stuff and just to see if I could get into it. I guessed the password. Easy enough, changed the password. But here's where it continues to get complicated. I don't know how many of you remember that YouTube and Google were not always like this. This YouTube account with this channel, I vaguely remember you had a separate login. It wasn't attached to Google or Gmail like it is now. Going on the premise and hope that my very first email address ever was the correct email address for this forgotten YouTube channel was the right one. I also had to guess the password for the YouTube account, which is now a part of Google. And when I tried to reset the password, Google's like, we don't know who you are. We can't verify you. Let's review this. I'm like, wait a minute, no. Let me guess the password. Thank God I know myself well enough. Just well enough. I guessed the right password and I got in. Let's walk through this forgotten YouTube channel with very embarrassing shit from 9 years ago. 15 videos. I have 15 videos, 23 subscribers on this channel. I don't know who the fuck you are. Probably a couple of my friends from class, but not that many. And I haven't even watched any of these other than the one that was on my Tumblr, which was only 2 minutes long. Wow. Which, honestly, looking at it, how I edited this video together is a little bit heartwarming because that one was actually 8 years ago. I did put in a little effort into it. I don't remember editing this video whatsoever, but there was an attempt at some style. I appreciate that about myself. Also, I was using the flip camera, if I can find a picture of it. We had it in the house not that long ago. I don't know if it's still in the house. It's a relic of the past. I did a lot of videos on that with my friends, I guess. So that's probably the origin of some of these videos. So hi. All right, so at this point, I've gotten in. I've seen the videos I have uploaded on here. I haven't watched any except the one. I'm like, okay, the first thing I have to do is at least private these videos. So I go into the YouTube studio, which is new for this channel to look at this. So I go in, and the first thing I see is I have some watch time updates and views. I have views in the last 28 days on this channel. 49 views in the last 28 days on this channel. That hasn't been touched in like 8 years. What the fuck? So I'm like, okay, who's watching this? Who is watching these god-awful old YouTube back in the day videos, but like way below the quality of Jenna Marbles 9 or 8 years ago? So I go to the analytics. And this is where it gets interesting. I'm like, so I go to the analytics Yep, 49 views in the last 28 days, which is actually one less than usual, apparently. My channel has been performing for the last 8 or 9 years without my acknowledgement, so I want to look at all of the fucking video analytics. I'm like, show me the lifetime. And then here's where I about lost my fucking shit and why I am so embarrassed. Video with the top view. Top amount of views, top views, top video. I'm losing my mind because I haven't even watched it yet. I have not watched this video at all. My top video is titled My Hiccups and Alex Day. You don't know who Alex Day is, you're too young, maybe too old, and I'll explain in a minute. My views for this video, my lifetime views for this video, 9,586. I had no idea I had a video pulling 9K out there on the internet while I'm over here actually, using Adobe Premiere. I'm using a Lumix G7. I've gone to school for video production, and yet my views are like, which, again, I said this in the last video, it's understandable. 1, YouTube's a different landscape. 2, I'm not really strategizing to gain a bunch of views necessarily in response to something or with like a search thing. I probably will. This video might get some. I don't know. But the fuck? Like what the actual fuck? We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch this video together. Alright, here we go. I'm just gonna warn you, I have the hiccups and they hurt a little bit. Of course, as soon as I try to make a video, I get the hiccups. So, feel free to make fun of me all you want. But, okay, I'm good. I'm okay. Okay, damn it. Okay. I promise this video won't be all of me commenting on my hiccups that are painful. But, I'm determined to make this video about nothing. Well, not really. One of, my favorite YouTubers on here is Alex Day. You might know him as Miramon, and I subscribe to him, and I absolutely adore the guy. It's not just a British accent, which I think anyone would fall for an adorable, charming accent. But he writes music. He's in a band or two, and, the songs he writes on his own is just so raw and genuine, and I absolutely love it. And I think he's adorable, and he would probably think I'm just some silly little fangirl watching him on YouTube saying, I want to marry this guy. He is amazing. And, he'd probably never know who I am, but I'm okay with that. And I would really love one day to, meet him. I really want to just travel, and I really want to go to England because I do have a friend out there, and I would just love if I was walking down the street and there's Alex Day and Charlie McDonald just strolling down the street too, being British, and I run up and say, I found you, I love you guys, want to hang out, get tea, because I don't know if you drink coffee. Because I like coffee. I mean, I like tea, but I like coffee better. And, yeah. So, I think that's all I have to say. Yeah. Honestly, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think it's kind of precious. I feel for myself at this age, this was in 2010. So I was 16 at the time. So this was like almost 10 years ago. And this is actually pretty precious. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The irony is I'm in the same room that I filmed that video in. I can't believe this video has over 9,000 views. My phone just told me to go to bed. That blows my mind, and this is really cute. Honestly, really cute. The other shit, probably really embarrassing. I do need to explain that back in high school, me and my friends watched a lot of YouTube, but YouTube back then did not look like how it looks now. These videos were probably less than 4 minutes long. It was a totally different vibe and a different time. Like 10 years ago on YouTube, it's crazy. Some people will probably remember it. Some of y'all are too young for that. If you remember that time, bless you. Thank you for being here. If you are too young to remember that, you freak me out that you're here. Why are you here? Why are you? It's a little weird. I have to interject real quick. It's the next day. I'm editing this video, and I seem to be missing a chunk of explanation. What I do have is a poor explanation of who Alex Day is and was back in the day when I made that video. Long story short, there was a popular group ecosystem of people that my friends and I were into in high school. We've since stopped watching them. And years after this video was made, probably a few years after high school, but not really that long after, some drama transpired. This was before cancel culture. I feel weird explaining something that happened almost 10 years ago or going on 10 years ago because it's someone else's life. I don't know, without going to look, what these individuals are doing with themselves. I believe they're still making videos or have made videos in the years since, but I don't think it's my place to bring it up. But what I will say is I no longer have the same feelings about Alex Day. I also don't have any ill feelings towards anybody. My YouTube consumption has changed over the years. I actually stopped watching YouTube for many years. 2017, 2018, I started getting back into YouTube, and I picked up with the Vlog Brothers again, John and Hank Green, and I started watching Jenna Marbles again. I just wanted to explain my explanation. And another thing I didn't react to last night when I was watching this video was my fucking hair. So I have very naturally curly, crazy thick hair. It's pulled back right now. This is a peek into what my natural crazy hair looks like. So there's that. The hair was insane. So last night after reacting to the video, I decided to see if my best friend Megan was still awake so I could call her and tell her about what I found, because she was in high school with me when this was going on. She's probably the one that introduced me to a lot of my YouTube consumption back in the day. So I wanted to get her reaction to me finding this.
Hello.
Hello. So first, let me just say nothing bad is going on, and I'm recording, I'm making a video right now, and I have a piece of information, a blast from the past to share with you. So, okay, so to give you a little context. And I found my old YouTube channel.
Oh no.
Yeah, it gets worse. Basically, I'm going to private all this stuff and share it with you guys, but when I went on here to look at it, not only has this channel had viewers semi-regularly, like views here and there, I wanted to see like how often these videos were getting viewed, and so I looked at the analytics, and I scrolled down, and my top performing video, okay, the lifetime views for it, it's called, I don't even know if you would remember this, but it's called My Hiccups and Alex Day. And do you want to know how many views this video has?
Oh no, how many?
9,586.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No way.
And I just watched it and reacted to it, and honestly, it's pretty precious. It's not the most embarrassing thing, but my mind is blown. It has over 9,000 views. In the last 28 days, it has had 49 views.
How?
I don't know. In the last, let's see,
the fuck even knows who Alex Day is anymore?
I know. Like how? Like I've got to look at his channel at some point to see if he's still relevant. In the last week, it's had 12 views.
What the fuck?
I'm immediately privating this because it's gonna be in this video on this channel, but it is not existing out there on its own anymore.
That's hysterical. Oh my god.
This was a treat. And of course, being a proper YouTuber now, I was like, well, this is now content and this will be my next video. So this is what's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. That's all I've got for now. I do want to dig through my old Tumblr, but I'm gonna look through that first because some of it is reposted or reblogged content and it may just not work in a video. Any old writings or posts like of mine that I find that I think are worth sharing, I may go through and walk down memory lane with you guys because I'm just trying to entice you to stick along for the ride that's going to be this channel. With that being said, I need to remember to do this maybe in the beginning of videos instead of the end, but I mean, honestly, if you've made it to the end, I'd rather it be the type of person who made it to the end to subscribe than someone who's going to click on for like a minute of that minute, 10 to 15 seconds is me asking them to subscribe and they don't even watch the whole damn thing. So if you're here, thank you so much. Would you please subscribe to my channel? I'd really appreciate it. I'm having a really hard time trying to sign off, so thanks. I'll see you next time.